I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. We just got back from seeing 28 Years Later, so this is going to be a super almost live review, except for you're hearing it a week later.
Yeah.
But it's straight up. We did not discuss it. Like, same with Terrifier 3. We didn't discuss it in the car on the way home.
Right.
We waited until now because we wanted to capture it all live.
Would this be a spoiler alert? Are we going to hold back on what we saw?
That's just it. I was wondering, do we spoil the ending?
It would be
because
2 weeks.
I had issues
ending, with the ending.
Yeah,
I kind of did
super
too.
ending, but not well. No, I mean I liked that ending,
right?
But the scene. Okay, well, hold on. Let's just go. Okay,
ahead.
we'll get it. Okay,
yeah.
So 28 Years Later, it's the new film from Danny Boyle, executive produced by Cillian Murphy, who's not actually in it. He was in the original 28 Days Later, but he's the executive producer of this one. And Danny Boyle, who originally directed the 28 Days Later, is now back to direct this one as well. And it has the Danny Boyleisms and all of those things if you're a fan of his films in it, and it's a marathon. You have to it's a drama. I mean, and it was what was the one thing had to shift my mind back into it being a drama movie, not as much a horror zombie movie.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting a little confused with it too.
Yeah, because it's a drama.
Yeah, I mean, it had the jump scares. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was like a cat or something early on that got me when they went into that first house. Right. I was like, okay,
and the rats in the train.
Yeah, that didn't get me. But there was one jump scare that actually, I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that because it was, But it has. I thought it was put together really well in the whole Danny Boyle fashion. I mean, I've been a huge fan of Trainspotting for years and his other films that he's done. So it was really nice to see, him back into the horror genre,
Yeah.
And doing this, but it's definitely more of a drama than it is a horror film.
Yeah, I would say so
just
too.
Happens
the
to have
storytelling
zombies in it.
of it was definitely a 3-act scenario.
Yes,
again,
absolutely.
Where, you had the kid going out, right? And that was the coming of age scenario.
Absolutely.
Right?
With his dad.
Yep. And then there was the drama with his dad, mom, and family.
Right.
Yeah. And then going out on his own. And then it seemed like the doctor scenario was a different one.
Yeah. It was a whole other stage of it. Because they touched base on it early, and then now it's, the adventure to get there.
Right.
In
and then
the last
figuring
hour.
It all out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it had its...
I love dialogue-driven drama, so the slow pace didn't bother me at all. And as soon as the Swedish guys or whatever they were came in, and then they put subtitles up, and I was like, "Oh, Dave's gonna hate this. There's subtitles. There's reading now." And it was literally only 3 or 4 lines.
Yeah,
but it was.
But that was the force that got stranded. Right?
Yeah, exactly. The assault team
it
or
wasn't
whatever
that much
was.
reading, so it didn't put me to sleep. But and even then, that was quick. Like that whole scene kind of was just
that
like
scenario.
Yeah.
Well, and when it cut to that, I was like, did we just time warp to a different time? Because all of a sudden, there's these soldier guys with their guns and stuff, and I'm like, there had not been none of that. They had done the story up to this point where everything's bow and arrows and knives, and that's how you. And they did see the boat.
The same boat. That
it must
probably
have been.
Was the same one, right?
Yeah,
because they were still alive and they were just 2 days out.
Yeah, and just from the little area that they're in.
Yeah.
So, but it's in Scotland, and it's just really well shot. I enjoyed. I thought the editing in it was great. I enjoyed the film. It made me happy to go to the movie and see a movie that was like this. There's movies that you need to see on a big screen, and then there's movies you can watch on streaming, but this one for me played more to the side of needing to see it on a big screen, even though it wasn't the cinematicness of it,
force,
but it was that you being in the drama of it. And you know, the carrying along, and like there's certain parts of it when you're like, whoa, that got a little hairy for them. Like, you know that you're just watching a movie, you know they're gonna, you know, make it and stuff, but it's just like, whoa, that zombie chase scene got really,
I don't know. I mean, you know, if you're a character in a zombie movie, you're not safe.
Nobody's safe.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean and nowadays that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
So even a main character could have been wiped out early.
Absolutely, like Ray Fiennes. So
exactly,
no spoilers. No
spoilers.
Well, I mean, we could spoil it,
right? But the ending. You said you had an issue with the ending, or you thought I would have an ending.
The ending. I thought it was that's a total Danny Boyle twist there, where it got kind of funny there at the end.
Yeah, I think a little Ex Machina kind of scenarios were playing out, right?
Yeah,
like they were being, in order to move to the next scenario. Right. They were saved, right? Like they were saved by this, or they were saved by that. Right. And moving from the mom thing into the doctor thing, that was a saving moment, right? Yeah. And then same with this one, right? Because it's now going to move into its next area.
That loops you back, right? Because I didn't know that they were going to be doing 2 more.
Oh yeah, and yeah. So that
you were
kind
the
of
one that told me
it.
that.
But if you went into
it
not knowing that, you'd be like, "What the hell is happening?" And it seemed like it was a to be continued kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Almost the end of if you ever watched Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof on I don't know. It was part of the Grindhouse films that he did. Yeah. The end of it with, you know, is the same thing. There was like this twist at the end where it's like, it was out of character for the whole rest of the movie. And it was like, what just happened? And it was like, but it was funny, silly, but also you're still trying to figure out why it went that way.
Right. Well, this seemed like one of those, gangs like the Warriors
exactly coming in
it's just
to
like
save the
they're
day.
Completely different than compared to the other survivors, so definitely grew up in a different scenario. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute.
It was like these parkour guys or something, like, you know, jumping over killing zombies
for the kid, to save the kid. And I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Just out of nowhere.
And it was funny. It had some comic relief to it. In this very serious drama zombie movie. And like it had this like, you know, like almost tension breaker at the end. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. Right. So I enjoyed it. I liked it. I actually will watch it again when it comes on streaming.
You'll watch that. You will watch it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I want to see if there's anything that I missed in there that, you know, as I went through it. But I did really enjoy seeing it on the big screen, and there were only 5 people in the theater, so it was us and like 5 or it was us and 5 other people. So 7 people total in the theater. So it almost felt like a private screening because everybody was spread out, so nobody was sitting near each other, and it was super quiet. There's nobody talking. Yay, because we will shush you.
Oh yes, definitely,
we will shush you.
A lot of shushing.
But yeah, it was you know, nice to, you know, that everybody in the theater was quiet and watching it. And
I almost felt like I was chewing too loud.
I know, right? Like I picked up my cup to take a drink, and I'm like,
oh shit!
And I'm like, oh my god,
I was chewing licorice, and I thought I was getting a little too loud, so I stopped.
I still have my Coke going.
Oh yeah, it was really loud.
I couldn't get this.
It wasn't crazy loud, but it was funny.
I know, right? You're conscious of it because it's so quiet in the theater, and you're like, oh my gosh, there are other people in here.
And the weird thing was there were quiet parts. I mean, because as they're walking through fields and things, it got quiet because they were trying to see stuff, and then all of a sudden there's screaming or deer or I mean,
it's one of those things that's like somebody was in the theater coughing, it would have ruined it. It would have been like, shut up, just shut up,
just generic babbling or moving or fiddling. Right? I mean, it would have been like, God damn it.
So I did like it. I enjoyed it because the first one, as you rewatched the first one earlier this week.
Yes.
And you said that it was a bit of a slow draw. I'm like, well, that's how, it was.
Again, it's those acts. Like, you got to get up to those acts, and there's so many stuff in between that were building up to it that were so kind of slow. Like, in the apartments, when they were in the apartment areas and they were kind of moving in and out of the apartments, they were being chased, and then they weren't being chased, and then they were getting in the car, and then they were driving, and it's like, okay, they were just getting there. I understand that those things have to happen because that's part of the story, at least getting to a location. But I mean, it kind of made it draggy,
right? A little bit draggy,
instead of just being, well, again, we've been watching horror movies like Zombieland, and things just kind of happen, and then the next thing happens.
And Walking Dead,
and yes, everything is
we've
the
seen
action,
so much.
not just in between.
And I think that's why I liked it even more, because it wasn't just a zombie movie. It wasn't Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead. Right. It was like, or Night of the Living Dead or Return of the Living Dead.
I was going to keep track. I was going to keep track of how many zombies we actually saw. And I could almost say there was only about 20.
Yeah, but here's my question. What happened to their clothes?
Yeah, well,
why were they all naked?
They kind of just
like. I'm sorry, if I get bitten and attacked by a zombie and I turn into zombie, do I immediately just shred my clothes off myself?
Maybe they just wore out.
My clothes
28 years, so clothes don't last 28 years,
right? But all of them were naked.
Like there wasn't a bit of there wasn't a stitch of clothing on any of them.
There wasn't somebody
right?
that still had like a bow tie tied around his neck or something, or
or
something that didn't come off,
or headphones, or
exactly. They were all naked, running around.
No clothes at all.
What happened to their clothes?
I'm not exactly sure what the storyline.
So as soon as you get turned, I guess apparently you just become naked.
They just fly off. The clothes just fly off.
You just have no clothes on.
Yeah, must have been. It's a zombie thing.
Right. And then slightly spoiler, the one zombie that there's a woman zombie who's pregnant.
Yes.
She did have like a sweater, kind of like a cardigan sweater.
Right.
Kind of on, but like the rest of her was naked and like she was giving birth. So it couldn't have been 28 years for that, because
she had to have just been turned
recently.
Yeah.
And she was like otherwise totally naked.
True.
And still giving birth to a baby.
And then popping out
baby
one.
zombie.
So if we went back 9 months from that point, right?
Yeah.
It would have had to have been, and is that why the alpha went all crazy? Because it was his?
I don't know. Oh, maybe. Yeah. It was really great to see Jason Momoa in this.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
right?
sorry. It wasn't really Jason Momoa, but it looked
any
like
big person.
It could have been Jason Momoa.
It could have been.
Seriously, if they had cast Jason Momoa in this, it would have been like.
Been amazing.
Because all he did was grunt and run.
Grunt and run naked.
Run naked.
And he was
around
naked too, yes.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand what they meant by the alpha being an alpha. But
because there was more than one alpha.
I understand that because they killed one of them.
But why did the alphas all look the same? Why did they all look like Jason Momoa?
Thank you.
They looked exactly the same. Like
and
there's this many guys
out
that
like they were talking about, but it didn't make any sense what that meant. And it was like, well,
see,
maybe
that's maybe on a second watch.
Maybe two. Maybe in the second one or the third one. Who knows?
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. So I did like it. I enjoyed it. I really loved going to the theater. We saw some good trailers. We saw a bunch of trailers for the month of August that are coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, so are we wrapped up on 28
years
later?
Yeah. Okay. I think we are. Do you want my take on it? I'm giving it in the middle range.
Well, that's what we're here for.
I'm giving it in the middle range. Because I'm like,
not
I'm
a thumbs
exactly,
up, not a thumbs down.
Okay.
Right in the
Would
middle?
I watch it again? There's no reason to for me.
Oh, okay.
Right. I don't need to catch up on that one. I've kind of know
you
that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I got
I'm
it
not
too.
Gonna miss much.
But if it comes on like HBO Max or something, I would watch it. Sure.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I looking forward to number 2? I don't know.
Well, let's see.
Yeah. Right? Again, it's going to have to hype like it's hyping. So
is it going to be 28 years later, part 2?
Plus 2.
28, 29, 30 years later? Is that what it's going to be called?
Well, the kid will
be older, right?
Right, it would have to. Then, so they're going to have to recast.
And then Cillian Murphy's supposed to return in the second or third one.
Yeah,
maybe.
well, the third one,
which he was just executive producer on this one.
Right, right. But I think the way that I had seen the director or producer, whoever, talking in an interview, he was mentioning that he's not in this one, even though they said that the dead guy that rose up in the field looked like him.
Oh,
for some reason they thought that was him.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So it was a callback to that.
I thought he was in
and he isn't, and that's what he was saying.
And that's not him, but he kind of looked like him.
But down the road, his character will show up in the next one. And I was like, okay. And then the third one is supposed to actually be his story.
Can I say though, Ray Fiennes?
Go ahead.
Fucking like Oscar-worthy acting.
Why oh my goodness.
He was so good.
Yes.
And I'm just like, how has this guy not won an Oscar?
I don't know.
And how does he not?
Conclave.
Seriously, he didn't win for Conclave.
No.
Yeah, and I don't know. I
don't know either. That was definitely
even
a
in
great
a movie
role
like this,
that he played.
He put in a fucking fantastic performance.
Yes,
it was brilliant.
Yes, and he brought it because he was playing that specific character.
Yes,
but also realistic. Like that would be how I would see that character be. You know what I mean? It kind of pulled it in. Where some of them, you kind of see they're playing a character, but he seemed to be that person.
He was so
weird.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
That was really good.
Great fun.
He is pretty good.
So great.
Yes, very good. a treasure.
If he gets an Oscar nomination for this, Best Supporting Actor,
that would be.
I'd say give it to him because that was really good.
It was pretty good.
I really doubt it'll get an Oscar nomination, but his performance was fantastic.
Yeah,
as always.
That was pretty good.
As always.
Yes, as a character, and again, in the movie, that character definitely believable. That was how that was going to play out.
Yeah. Oh, so the trailers we saw.
Yes.
So the first trailer we saw, what was the one? The Long Walk.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Just about walking.
Okay, so it was a storyline.
Like Stephen King story or something.
Is it?
Or I thought it was.
I don't know. I didn't. You were in the bathroom, so
when
you came into the middle of it. But it was basically it's a contest that the last person still walking wins, I guess.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of people.
It was like 30 people, and they all were younger people. So it kind of was like the maze or whatever that maze one was, the Maze Runner or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of like that. And they just had army guys walking beside them, and then when one of them would have a problem like a cramp or whatever, and they fell off the pace, they shot him.
Yeah, they get killed.
Like, okay,
like they show one guy walking with like a broken ankle.
Yeah,
and he's
how
still
is this
walking,
a whole movie? I could see this
like,
being like one of those Black Mirror ones, where it's like a half an hour episode. I do not see this being a whole damn movie.
90-minute movie.
Yeah, you kind of get the premise in that time frame, and it's like, okay, well, where are they going with this? Are they going to overthrow the army guys?
Is there going to be it where the first 30 minutes is like
it's just
build
walking
up to it, and then they start the walking. It can't just be 90 minutes of walking.
I didn't see it, but I couldn't see that was actually going to be an actual movie, but it was. So
and the one trailer we saw that I'm really actually excited to see, it's called Weapons.
Yes.
And it's Josh Brolin.
Yes.
And I cannot remember the actress's name. She was in Ozark.
Jesus. The younger
the
blonde, right?
Yeah. And she's like a school teacher, and her 17 students one night just go missing.
Yeah.
Out of a school. The rest of the kids in the school are there the next day of school, but her entire class of 17 kids just disappear one night, and it's finding out what happened and how that people in the town want answers, and it was very M. Night Shyamalan.
There's
Blair
something
Witch
behind it. What's happening? But
with the sprinkle. So it was definitely very intriguing, and Josh Brolin's always great when he's not playing Thanos.
Right. She's Julia Garner.
Julia Garner. Yes, that is her. That is her. And I had made the comment to Dave that I saw a trailer a couple days ago for it, which was different than the one we saw in the theater tonight. And there's only one scene where Josh Brolin stands up and he's like, where are our kids or whatever. And I made the comment about well, Thanos, we don't give a shit where your kids are. You eliminated half the population of the universe with a snap of your fingers, Thanos. Fuck you and your kid, Thanos.
Yeah, but he plays more of in your trailer that you saw. Yeah. He had
he's more of an investigator. He's investigating how it happened, and watching people's doorbell cams and stuff to see where the kids ran to.
that he's probably one of the dads of the kids that disappeared.
Anyway, so that's August 6th or 8th or something like that. So I'm actually
that would look like
excited.
A strong movie.
I might want to go see that in the theater.
That was a good one
I think that would be a fun popcorn. But
that's
also the week after the Naked Gun movie, which we saw an extended trailer for Naked Gun tonight.
That was pretty good.
It's going to be so right up the alley of Naked Gun.
It's just something that I remember.
When he tells the one woman, he goes, please take a chair. And she goes, okay. And she walks out of the office dragging a chair out of the office. It's that type of humor, that silly.
It didn't seem like the whole movie was going to be like that, because those are how the episodes were on TV, right?
Because they had 23 minutes to.
But the movie itself was more involved, seemed a little bit more lines and nothing to see here. So that was kind of fun.
So we saw Naked Gun trailer. That's the first week in August, and the second weekend of August is Weapons. And then we saw another. What was the other? Oh, it
Megan
was the
2.0.
Megan
was
2.0.
Another
That's
one
in June. That's the end of this month. That's next weekend.
Yeah, that's 20. Yes, it's late.
And then we saw the trailer. It was a red band trailer for the new Darren Aronofsky film, who's the same director who did Requiem for a Dream.
I can't remember what it was called.
Was it Caught Stealing? Or
yes, that was
Caught Chasing Stealing or something, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to see it. I wanted to go to the theater to see it. Dave wasn't as impressed, but I was like, okay, I definitely will watch that when it comes.
It seemed like I've already seen it. You know what I mean? It's one of those storylines. I was like, so here's the write-up on it. It says, when his punk rock neighbor asks him to take care of a cat for a few days, the New York bartender...
Wasn't that like a Jordan and Peele story, like where the neighbor asked them to watch the dog or something? Remember that movie that a couple years back before?
So, suddenly finds himself caught in the middle of a motley crew threatening gangsters who want all a piece of him. And supposedly he's guarding money that's inside the house that he didn't know was in the house.
It's like $4 million or something.
Yeah, it was kind of
like
crazy. And these different gang guys are taking after him. And this guy who's in it, the cast guy, he was the one who played Elvis in the latest Elvis movie.
The Elvis biopic.
Yeah.
That came out. Okay. Yeah.
I
think it was just called Elvis, wasn't it?
Yeah. Austin Butler.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's in that. So Dave wasn't as impressed with that trailer, but I think it would be fun, because it's just, it's Darren Aronofsky, who's a great director, done some great movies. So I would love to just see what it felt like a Guy Ritchie film, but Darren Aronofsky directing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that comes out in August as well.
Right.
But yeah, the August seemed like it actually had a strong build this year.
Yes. And then we saw the Fantastic Four trailer again.
Which is what, July 31st?
That's
or is that
June,
July?
I think that's going to be July 7th. I think it's that weekend.
Is it
the weekend
the
after
holiday
the
weekend?
4th. Yeah.
After the 4th. Okay.
Yeah, it's that
the
weekend
4th
after
is
the
a
4th.
Friday.
Right. So I think it's going to be that. I want to say it's that weekend.
It is.
Let me double check.
Oh, yeah, which will be next week when you hear this. So happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy
to everybody
4th,
when you're listening to this.
Very
It'll be
nice.
the week of 4th of July. So happy 4th of July week.
Oh, its release date is the 25th of July.
Oh, okay. So it is later in the month.
It is later.
Okay, well,
so that's going to carry over. All those August ones are going to have to fight that one.
I know, right?
But again, we haven't seen a lot of Disney stuff doing real well lately.
Not since Lilo and Stitch.
Right.
Because the new Elio came out and it bombed.
Yeah, I have those numbers.
Terrible. Did it even do 30 million this weekend?
It did 20.
Yeah, 20 million for a big budget Pixar film.
Gung ho about it being this amazing new content.
And it looked funny.
It's a new storyline.
I thought it looked funny.
It was not a rehash. It wasn't Toy Story 17. It was, it was a new story.
So what was the box office for the weekend?
Yeah, let's
go down the list real quick.
Yeah, we got How to Train Your Dragon at 36.
Which was first place again.
Yes, and then we got our movie 28 Years Later, which got 30.
Which was second.
Our money didn't count towards that.
No, it'll count towards next week's. Yeah.
Right. Elio. At 20. That was number 3.
In third place.
Yeah, and then even Lilo and Stitch still held on for 4th at 9.7.
Wow. Okay.
And then you got Mission Impossible at 6.4. So Elio cost $150 million for them to make.
Gosh.
It was the worst opening in their 30-year history forever.
Film.
That was the worst. And I've seen bad ones like Strange Days or whatever that one was.
Or The Good Dinosaur.
Oh yeah,
Good Dinosaur was not good.
Not a good one either.
That was not a good movie.
And it didn't have a great big opening, but this was the worst opening of any Pixar movie.
I feel bad now. I really want to see it, which it'll be on Disney Plus in like 3 months. So by August it'll be out, probably streaming. So
yeah, more likely
we can watch it and we can give it an honest review once it comes on Disney Plus.
Exactly.
I want to give Elio a chance.
Yes,
want to give it a chance.
Yeah, I mean, because I still I got to sit down and watch the Snow White one and see how bad that was.
Really? I don't know if I can do it.
We got to know. I mean,
it's on because that's on Disney Plus now, right?
I think it is. Yeah, I think there's a couple of them that are out now.
Well, I bought a brand new TV so I can watch.
You can. It'd be perfect.
We just got a 65-inch.
No more
TV.
popcorn. No, I think I'm done with popcorn.
You done? Oh my god! I ate a whole bag of popcorn.
I can't believe you ate all that.
I ate the whole bag of popcorn in that movie.
Oosh.
So
I saved half for the pups. I'm gonna give mine to my pups.
Oh, you can your dogs. Okay.
So did you see that there's a new movie coming out?
Okay,
and it's from our past, and it's the same distributors that did Terrifier 3.
Okay.
It is the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, yeah. Toxic Avenger comes out at the end of August.
It's the same guys that did Terrifier 3, though.
Yeah, the same.
And you can tell. I can tell.
It has that.
I can tell because of the level of gore that's in it and the campiness of it. I can definitely tell.
It's from the same studio.
Guys. Yeah, it is definitely
because I know Damien Leon, who directed Terrifier, the Terrifier series. He's been pushing it because it's his film company, not his film company, but it's the film company he's on.
Yeah,
and so he's been pushing it on his socials.
Now that's one you'd almost have to see in theater too,
because it's going to be so campy.
It's going to be overly campy. Yes,
it's going to be ridiculous.
Just like Terrifier 3.
My New Year's resolution was to see 4 movies in the theater this year, and I'm at 2, and I've already probably have 3 more that I
have listed. I want to see already,
and they're all in August.
Yeah,
they're all August movies.
We could be done. Yeah, we don't have to go.
We might have to be doing like live reviews every and all the Oscar movies come out in the fourth quarter.
Right, so you're going to be busy watching all that too.
I don't know. So, it actually seems like it's been a good movie year for once. It's been since COVID that we've had a good movie year, and I think that this is the year it's turned around. It's turned around.
Well, the numbers show. I mean, they're picking up. So
getting
people
back
are going out
billions, and
Well, that Toxic Avenger has a name to it. It's Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah.
In it.
Okay.
So him being that character in it brings a little kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's actually some other names in it too.
Right.
Yeah, that are like not A-list.
Although he was in
but,
Pixar too, or he was in Pixels. So
that's true. That is true.
So, but anyway, and then I saw that the new Fallout season is coming in December.
Oh, it's going to be in December.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
see a date, but it definitely said December.
Okay, I know that it had wrapped shooting, so that's awesome. That the new Fallout season will come in December, and gosh, we're gonna have like Stranger Things in the fall, and we're gonna have
it's gonna be kind of crazy.
We're gonna have a good into the second half of the year, I think, for entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
So I'm glad I got my new TV to watch all this.
Well, you got your new TV for a reason, didn't you?
I did. Well, so we got a Nintendo Switch 2, which I lucked out on and got on not Best Buy, on Costco's website.
Right, wasn't stolen out of a giant
wasn't
truck.
Stolen, didn't fall off the back of a truck. It was on Costco.com, and what happened the day it was released, you could add it to your cart, but you couldn't check out because it was crashing the site from everybody trying to get them. So it was like 4 hours later, I went back to my cart because I'd given up. I was like, it's not going to work and it's not going to happen. But if you had actually successfully added it to your cart, it was still in your cart, and I was able to finally check out 4 hours later and get it. Oh. And it was like a total fluke kind of thing. I wasn't really jonesed up or trying. I didn't even know the Switch 2 was coming out. And it was like the Switch 2 came out. I'm like, okay, cool. And, even when the new Xbox Series X came out a couple years ago, I looked out and got one of those on launch day also. And I'm like, my luck has been good with getting consoles on the first days, right. Which, years ago, the PlayStations and even the previous Xbox, I had to wait 6 months before I could get one because they were so hard to get. Right. And they still are hard to get. My luck is...
You fell into this one, right?
I totally fell into the Switch 2. And I guess it was like last Friday night, my kids and I played Mario Kart World for 3 hours straight, and it felt like it was not even 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It was like all of a sudden
really?
It was like midnight. And I'm like, okay, guys, time to go to bed. And we're like, oh, we're still playing Mario Kart. And had enough controllers where we were all three racing together and stuff, which was just a blast. So, my kids are gaming with me.
So when you play with your kids, do you get crazy with them and yell at them like, I can't believe you did that to me?
No, when I game,
shell, what the hell?
When I game, I get really quiet.
Really?
And my youngest son, he will even say, "Oh, Dad's serious now. He's not talking." He knows when Dad's in gamer mode. He's focused. He's not talking. Because he'll ask me, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Why? And he goes, "Because you're not saying anything." And I'm like, "I'm focused on winning."
Lovely. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's the competitiveness coming out.
Absolutely.
It's not so much
and there were a couple
joke around.
And there were a couple races too where it was like me and him right at the end. He was on my bumper, and I would just tap the brake and let him win. I'd be like, take it.
You can't say that.
Of course, I even told him that, and he just kind of smiled, like, "Thanks, Dad. Thanks for letting me win." Thanks. So,
I can imagine, because there's some of those times when you're playing certain games and they get that kind of, you really want to go, and it's like, this person's doing it all the time or winning all the time. It does get frustrated, turns you off.
Well, and I wasn't winning all the time. My daughter was winning when we first started. She won the first 2 or 3 races in a row.
She plays as that wiggle worm thing.
She plays as Wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle worm.
Wiggle worm, is that what it was?
It's something like that.
Squiggles. I don't know his name.
I think it's not. No, I think it's just called Wiggler. Because I called it Mr. Wiggles earlier. And she goes, "That's not his name, Dad. That's not his name, Dad."
How dare you?
Wiggler. And it's a worm. It's riding a motorcycle.
Dad.
Mario Kart.
Yeah. So that's funny.
But all 3 of my kids are into it, and we have a lot of fun. And
cool.
that to me, I told them on Friday night, we were sitting there, and I looked at them. I said, "Guys, I am thoroughly enjoying gaming with you guys and playing Mario Kart. Right? This is so much fun."
I remember Lego night when we used to play Legos with Sid. She would do the Legos, and we would just be getting you have to get every piece, and get 100% and knock it out for each level before you could move on.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, I can't find this damn thing. It's 3:00 in the morning. We need to go to bed.
Right.
We can come back to this. And then you don't come back to it for 3 weeks, and it's like, oh Christ.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So what's been going on at your house?
It has.
Okay. So you said you had some stories.
Okay. So again, it was project week, the project of the week. Mm-hmm. I had to do up the rest of those picture frame things.
Oh yeah. You're doing your framing, which I know exactly. After I listened to it, I knew what you were talking about.
I didn't finish it last week, but I am finishing up touching because she's going to paint the whole thing.
Okay.
But we got annihilated with the heat because we went out on Saturday.
It feels like it's over 100 degrees. It was with the humidity.
And that was Saturday. We really didn't get hit with the high heat until just
Sunday
just
and
now,
Monday,
right? Like coming
today.
in.
Yeah. It's been.
That heat dome or whatever they call it is definitely kicking our butts because Lisa, I think, had a heat stroke or heat. Has some name to it. Heat dehydration or whatever.
Having MS, it will kick your ass on that because you're supposed to stay out of the heat. Yeah. And I've been feeling it the past couple of days. Anytime you see that heat warning and they're like, people that are vulnerable to whatever exposure need to stay inside. Yeah, I'm one of those people that needs to stay out of the fucking heat. Yeah. Ooh, I swore. I haven't sworn in a while.
I know.
I just did that. There you go, Stevie. I just swore for you.
There it is. I mean, I know she's not normally into that because she does the rock, right? She shovels all that and wheels it out.
The rock.
She loves rocking. And she would shovel that like nonstop and be out there like 7 to 10 hours a day. And that's all she can do. She would just be in a mode where she would count off the shovels into the wheelbarrow, take the wheelbarrow over to the thing, lay it out, and go back. And she wouldn't let me do it because she's very particular on how it happens. Right. I'm doing my own thing. She loves her rocks a certain way. Exactly. So, and she lays them a certain way. And so, but she does that on her own, but she hasn't gotten to the pile that we got just recently because of the way the heat is. And it's just it just kicks her butt now. And I'm just wondering if that's just because she's getting, I don't want to say it out loud, but older.
She's getting older.
It does happen. And unfortunately,
we're just not as young as we used to be.
Right. And taking breaks, but her breaks are, I tell her, you got to take breaks, and she does. So what does she do? She'll do her digging and she'll throw the stuff out. And then once she gets to a point where she feels that it's, kicking her butt, she'll grab a handful of flavor ice. Right.
So she knows how to rock. She just doesn't know how to eat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or cook.
Or yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. She rocks, but she doesn't.
She rocks, but she doesn't roll.
Doesn't cook.
Okay.
Yeah. But then she'll just sit down. It'll cool down. She'll be in front of a fan. She'll eat maybe 6 or 8 of these things and get her sugar back up. And that might be part of it too, is that she wears herself down and just drains all the sugar and energy out of her system. And she just needs to be replenished each time. But again, it's like, you just kick yourself because by the time you get through all that, you go to bed and then you wake up and then you're just wiped. Sunday is you're just wiped. You can't do that.
You're
7 or 10 times a day.
Boyle movie,
right. Yeah, exactly. And then you just, wander around and get shot with an arrow. It's right in the neck.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Head or heart.
Right. So that's kind of where we were at there. But we're having problems with the pool. The pump. There's air getting into the pump, I think, somehow.
Okay.
And
some quality H2O.
Yeah, I tried priming the pipe and it worked the first time because I switched out the chlorine. Everything was running fine. I tried to do it again and it wouldn't reprime, so I had to put in a new warranty request from our company. So that was fun. So we're still waiting on that one. Yeah. So now the pool's got to get fixed, but it's only been down for 1 day, so I'm not too worried about it. It was pretty clean when I did it. And I've swept the bottom, so I'm not too worried about it getting green or anything like that.
We still need to come over and do the pinball tournament and pool day,
right?
Yeah, we need to get that on the
August.
Yeah. August, when it's hot again, when it's really hot again.
Yes, exactly. I saw something on the radio, and it irked me. And
you didn't hear this on the radio. You saw this on the radio?
I saw it and heard it. I saw it first, and then when it came in playing, I went, wait a minute. So you saw my station selections, or yacht rock and 70s and 80s. So we're on the
sailing away.
Yes. There's a lot of that. Yes. Yeah. I'm on the 80s channel, right? And we're listening to the 80s, and we're driving. Lisa and I were driving out. We were driving to, I think, we were just going to the store or something.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't. I'm painting a picture. Okay. I'm painting a picture for our listeners. And we're driving, and then the station changed and went to the 80s, and this song is going to play. And it looked up, and the title was Wang Chung. Everybody.
Wang Chung tonight.
You'd think that's what it would say, but that's not what it said. And I was like, wait a minute.
What did it say?
It said, everybody be safe tonight.
What?
And I went, wait a minute.
That's not the title of the song.
So I'm waiting, and the intro is playing, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, okay, perfect, no problem. And then it starts in, and then they get to the chorus, and damned if it wasn't changed.
Really?
And I went, you motherfucker. I was so angry. I was like, you can't, what the
They
mother,
changed
what
the
happened?
song.
Okay, so.
Did you investigate this further?
I did.
Okay, tell us what happened.
The 80s song is everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight.
Fun tonight.
Have fun tonight. Have fun, right? Fun. Okay, not too painful, right?
Right.
Over the pandemic, they changed it in order to keep people safe and listen and kind of send a message that everybody should stay safe. So they changed it from everybody have fun tonight to everybody stay safe tonight. And I was very bitter about this.
Okay, that's just
But
ridiculous.
then why is the 80s playing that version of that song is what made me crazy. Because I was like, wait a minute, that should be on a pop song.
Yes.
If that was going to a station.
Like
because that's not the version for the
remix
80s.
of it for COVID or whatever, post-COVID.
So I got a little bitter about that. I was
Did you send Alan Hunter an email? You can.
I'm going to have to.
Alan Hunter MTV at iCloud.com.
I will have to do that.
You can send Alan Hunter an email.
So what the hell are you doing to my stuff?
Say, Alan Hunter, what is happening?
Yes.
He reads his emails too.
Oh, really?
So
you would respond to that and say, why the hell?
He will. Yeah.
I would have to.
Send it in.
Definitely going to have to.
Just email him. That'd be
but
cool.
they did that to keep up with everybody keeping social distancing
and having fun tonight.
I was like,
be
okay,
safe
but
tonight.
Come on, seriously.
Everybody be safe tonight.
I totally changed this song because it didn't rhyme anymore.
That is crazy.
Because that doesn't rhyme with Chung.
No, it doesn't. Be safe tonight. Speaking of being safe, I got a taste test. Are you ready for a taste test?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm going to the drawer.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to the drawer. I found this just last night, and I am so happy that I found this.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for it?
Okay.
Are you ready for it? There's no Taylor Swift.
Are you ready should I pull the curtain? Are you going to surprise me with it?
Look what I found. Look what I
you didn't.
found.
You know, my mom's been looking for that for you forever.
And last night, we walked into Royal Farms.
Nice.
And there are laying the Butterfinger salted caramel.
Just lying there.
Butterfingers.
Just lying on the floor.
Laying there. Laying on the floor. No, they were in a little display.
Okay.
With normal Butterfingers and normal Crunch bars because they're all
really.
So we have the Butterfinger salted caramel Butterfinger bar.
I am interested in
I don't know if these are limited edition, but they definitely were hard to fucking find. Because we looked for and luckily it's in two pieces, so you get a piece and I get a piece.
Oh, perfect.
Here, I'll just hand.
And I understand that these,
these are huge
the chocolate
too.
with the
Should we break one of these in half?
Yeah, you better do that because it's just going to melt in my hand if I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
And who knows if I even like it.
And that's half.
Oh my God.
I know. That's half. And
okay,
there
wait a minute.
Where's
the dark? Isn't it a dark chocolate around a Butterfinger?
It's a salted caramel.
But normal Butterfingers are regular chocolate, aren't they?
Yes.
Around the Butterfinger thing?
Yes, normally it's regular chocolate around the Butterfinger. So, so what do you think? I hear you crunching.
Ooh.
Ooh? That's not a good ooh?
No.
That's not a... Okay. Well,
okay.
I'm going to try mine. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I get the Butterfinger part. The chocolate's awful. And that's the fake caramel flavor to that. It's not a good caramel. I thought the caramel would be in the Butterfinger part and still have the dark chocolate around it.
Too.
But no, not a fan. I am eating it though.
I know. I can hear you.
Because I do like Butterfingers, but
I thought the inner Butterfinger part was going to be the salted caramel part as well. Not that they took the chocolate off of it and then wrapped it in a salted caramel. Colored. I don't know.
They changed what that is. That's not a real Butterfinger technically. But I definitely changed it. The only problem I have with Butterfingers is just like anything gooey or chewy, it's stuck in your teeth. Mm-hmm. And you're picking it out the whole time.
Yeah, you need some of those little, whatever, hot tamale gummies.
to pull your the fillings out of your head. That's just what you need.
Oh no, that wasn't those. That was
Oh, those were the gummies.
All right, what was the one thing we had last week that
Laffy Taffy stuff?
Was that it?
It was the taffy stuff, yeah. And the lemon and raspberry chews that you were saying that they were stuck in your teeth.
So I'm going to say it's not worth the hunt.
No,
for the salted
I'm
caramel
so sorry.
Butterfinger.
I'm sorry about that for you because you spent so much time finding it.
It's not terrible, but it's not worth hunting out.
The caramel
if you saw
is
one
a fake
in the store
caramel.
and you want to try it, go for it.
You know what they did with that? That is white chocolate that they flavored with caramel flavor.
That's exactly what it is.
God, that is awful.
That is exactly, because Dave cannot stand the white chocolate.
It isn't that I hate the white chocolate, right? It has its purposes, like on a little Debbie cake. That's white chocolate.
But see, that's the same with me and dark chocolate. I don't hate dark chocolate. I'll eat dark chocolate, but that's how you feel about white chocolate is how I feel about dark chocolate.
Agreed. It should not. There are moments when it is necessary to be in that mode. That is not it.
All right, so
caramel flavored white chocolate is not good.
All right, so moving forward from that
taste
test,
I'm ready. Yes,
please. We have one more item.
Okay,
and I saw these online probably last summer, a year ago,
a summer ago,
and the only place that had them was at Five Below. But I never drive by a Five Below to get them. These are the Vlasic pickleball dill pickle corn puffs. Look at those.
I don't think I can eat this. I don't like pickles, so...
You don't like pickles?
Okay, well, this should just be pickle flavored. It's not going to be a pickle, right?
No, it's just pickle flavored.
Okay, so I'm not a big cucumber fan, but
so it's like cheesy
I'll
poops.
give this one a try.
Because they're little green
pickle
balls.
Flavors. I can do it. I can do it. Let's try. Let's do this. And you like them because you like pickles, though, right? You've eaten pickles, right?
Yes, I eat pickles.
It really does smell pickly. Oh my goodness!
And it tastes pickly too. Here, you can hand me the bag back because I know you're not going to eat more of this.
I haven't even tried one yet.
Just do one.
I'm just smelling them. I've got 3. I'll try 3.
Okay.
3 is my limit, though.
Because you're driving. 3 is your limit. You're driving. So these are the Vlasic pickle balls.
Wow.
Dill pickle corn puffs.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead.
I find them slightly disgusting as well.
Okay, cool.
I'm not even gonna try to.
I thought I was worried.
It
doesn't have a very pickly flavor. There's something else to it. It's almost like it's just the pickled seasoning.
Well, like I said, it's like cheesy poofs, but just pickle flavored.
Yeah.
And it's really.
Yeah, but there's no cheese with it though, right? It's just the corn puff with a. Oh no!
But it says it has a big crunch.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, I tried 2. And that was enough for me.
Wow. Oh, well.
Yeah, I won't be seeking these out again either. I just happened, I forget what store I was in. I was walking by. I was in CVS and they had them just in CVS. And I'm like, I was going to try to find these.
Wow.
When they were just at Five Below.
No.
Wow.
Yes, no, that's lasting as much as the caramel is.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say that is another fail on taste test.
Oh my goodness.
So that
Please
was 2
avoid
things
those.
back to back.
If this is not just a service announcement for everyone or a PSA to stay away from certain things, we're definitely trying them for your sake. Please stay away from the pickle balls.
Now, I wouldn't mind trying these like on a cheeseburger.
Would you crunch them up into like a dust? And then
no, I would just lay them right on top of the cheeseburger.
How would you eat
like
that?
pickles?
That would be just lumpy,
just bite
right?
into it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I could see that eating them
for
on
the
a
crunch.
Cheeseburger.
You mean?
Yeah. So you have a crunchy cheeseburger. That'd be weird. That'd be
it's like
a
putting
bizarre.
it's like putting Funyuns on something, right?
Oh, speaking of pudding, pudding.
We went right into pudding.
We got. I told my wife I put on our grocery list. I wanted some banana pudding.
Okay.
Not pudding. Pudding.
You're putting.
I actually want
pudding on the list.
Pudding on the list.
Yes.
Pudding. Exactly. And so she ordered on our grocery list, and what they do is they get the grocery all ordered together. We send it in. Someone does the shopping part, and then they go pick it up.
Right.
And but if they don't have something, they'll substitute something else. So my wife wasn't sure what I wanted with the banana pudding. Like if it was just like the little Jello packs and you make it yourself, or if I wanted the pre-made little cups, like the
from
chocolate pudding or
deli
vanilla pudding,
or the bakery area.
or whatever. We got sent 2 containers, very large size containers of Patti LaBelle's banana pudding.
Oh, really?
And it is fucking great.
Really?
It is so good. And my wife doesn't like banana flavored stuff. She likes bananas, like real bananas, but banana flavored things she just can't do.
Right.
Even she tried it and was like, oh, wow.
Okay.
That's actually not bad at all.
So story time.
Okay.
Since you brought up banana pudding, this has been a joke against everything that I talk about when I bring up banana pudding. I was on a cruise Disney cruise with the kids, and all the kids were there. And one of the desserts was banana pudding. And my statement was, is there bananas in the banana pudding?
I remember you telling me about that.
So the thing was, I have to ask that question. Were there real bananas in this?
Right. Or is it just a banana flavor?
Is it just banana pudding, flavored pudding with everything on it?
Right. So, well, with this, I don't know if it's just flavoring, but it tastes really fucking good.
Were there bananas, though?
It says on the outside to add bananas for real banana taste.
Oh, so
not
it's
taste,
just
but texture, I guess.
Yeah, for decoration or whatever, yeah.
But if you get the chance to try Patti LaBelle's.
Patti LaBelle's, huh?
Banana pudding.
So I'm taking it, it's gone because it's not part of our taste test.
Actually, I think I stopped some in the fridge. If
no,
you want,
that's all good.
You're not even going to try?
No, I would. I definitely would.
Okay, after we wrap up, I'll bring you a little bowl.
Okay, that would be perfect.
You can just
try a little bowl.
Right, so you can have a couple scoops and see if that
would be fine.
We'll do that off air.
Patti LaBelle, that's interesting.
Patti LaBelle has her own banana pudding.
So what were you actually looking for, though? Packets
I just wanted
of
some
the banana?
Originally I was just thinking like the little Jello box where you make your own banana pudding, add milk and mix it and you stick it in the fridge.
Like a banana cream.
And it's a banana flavor. Right, exactly. Yeah. Like a banana cream and a banana cream pie.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. And then we got this and I'm like, wow, this is really good because it has a crust bottom and then the banana filling and then a kind of a whipped creamy top on it. Yeah, it's like a graham cracker crust to it. Dude, okay, yeah, after we're done recording,
that's amazing. Oh, that's
having
cool.
Some banana. Not that we haven't been hopped up on enough tonight with.
Right, we need a little more sugar.
Yeah.
So what was the what was the store again that you got that at?
Walmart.
The Walmart. Okay.
Walmart had Patti LaBelle's banana pudding.
Okay. So, well, you sold me already.
If you're feeling adventurous, I'm trying.
Get me out of this pickled flavoring.
Hit me with some news of the weird. What weird news do you have?
Weird, yes.
Weird me up right now.
And again, we kind of were stuck, so we kind of, we didn't. I didn't. Okay. I gotta look this one up.
Oh, he has to look up.
Yeah. So here we go. A 50-year-old Detroit man who was using his wheelchair tried to kill a cockroach by throwing his shoe at the pest. It was reported, unfortunately, the loaded revolver he was hiding in his shoe fell to the floor and discharged, hitting the man in the foot. He was reported to be in stable condition after going to the hospital, but there's been no word on the cockroach's condition.
Oh.
So he got away.
I'm sure the cockroach is still alive.
I am sure. Hey, they take shots, no problem.
Seriously.
You want another one?
Yeah, hit it up.
Okay, here we go. As Kristen Savage was walking her dog near her home in Stafford, Florida, the pair were beset upon a black bear.
Ooh.
While the bear made every effort to snatch Ringo, the 13-pound Chihuahua mix, away from his owner, Savage spun around, dangling Ringo in the air, and fell to the ground before using the only weapon she had in her hand. She had a bag of cookies that she had gotten from her mother. The bear sniffed the bag, and then that time they were able to run to the front door.
Right, because the bear was like, "Ooh,
the bear was sniffing his cookies.
I'll eat some cookies. I'm not going to eat your dog now.
I want cookies." The woman, the dog, and the bear were reported safe after the encounter.
Oh, that is too funny.
There you go.
Our dog Reese is about 13, 14 pounds. So imagine that's the size of the dog.
Yeah. And she was flinging him around.
Swinging the dog around.
Well, I'm sure she probably pulled him up away from the bear and then swung the cookies with the other hand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like, instinctive, right?
There you go.
Here your book. Here, eat these cookies.
Oh my gosh. Do you have one more?
I do.
Okay, one more.
A police department in Ohio are recommending that drivers in the area keep the windows up for the next several weeks after a cicada caused a car crash.
What?
It's been reported that no one was hurt when the driver veered into a pole after a cicada flew into the car.
Oh,
The car ended up on its side, and the cicada made a clean getaway.
So oh my gosh. The cicadas, cockroaches, bears,
right?
They're all getting
away. They're all getting into it.
Off
Yep,
scot-free.
they're all trying to kill us. These pesky cicadas don't respect personal space, the police said. The cicada attack can be very dangerous.
Don't know.
Cicada
He's
don't
like
care.
A honey badger. Honey badgers don't give a fuck.
Care. Yeah, Jesus.
Cicada don't care. Cicada don't know.
So you've almost expended all of my news of the weird stories.
You better start doing some homework then.
I have one more, but I may want to save it.
Okay, we're going to save that one. We'll save that for them. So in NHL news, the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup.
In case you didn't know,
that night.
It's not being reported anywhere.
Yeah, nobody's heard anything about it.
I watched the Today Show, and they didn't report it, but they had no problem telling me about the basketball.
Oh yeah, so Florida Panthers win Stanley Cup.
Right.
Woo-hoo, go Florida Panthers.
There
Back
was
to
no
back.
video. There was
nothing crazy.
complaints.
But in the NBA, what were they? The Oklahoma City.
We don't know.
Something's. What is it? Does anybody know what
Oklahoma City for?
Basketball.
What is
name
their?
Is?
They moved from somewhere and then they brought the name with them, or did they get a new name? Then I don't know.
But they beat the Indiana Pacers. We know their names because they've been around forever.
Right, exactly.
So they beat the Indiana Pacers in Game 7.
Do you want me to look it up while we're
look up Oklahoma. See
we're doing Joanne's job
the
here.
Oklahoma
City Sooners,
Cardinals, Oklahoma City Bombers. Oh no, wait, is that too soon? Oklahoma City.
Here, let's go.
Timothy McVeigh's. Nope, still too soon.
Thunder.
The Oklahoma
I would say
City
they were tornadoes before they were thunders. I mean,
absolutely.
Come on.
What's the Miami team? There's the Heat, and isn't there it's the Magic? Was Orlando Magic?
Orlando Magic, yeah.
Why was I thinking they would be like the Thunder?
I don't know.
Thunder.
Yeah, that would be good, right? That would
the
be
ACDC, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so if you care about basketball, that's what happened there.
I did see a video where the police had to escort a group of Pacers fans out of the stadium,
for being
of the
unruly?
arena, into their parking area because they would have been attacked if they didn't.
Oh, they were protecting them.
Yes, they had to walk them out. They were wearing Pacer outfits, and because of course,
their jerseys and stuff.
The weird thing is that
Oklahoma
if it went
City
the other way,
like
why is that a thing? Why do you can't just watch the game and understand that if your team lost, that team would have been able to beat the crap out of you? Is that how that works? Because that's not exactly what sportsmanship is about.
Again, in 2018, when I went to the Stanley Cup, we went and saw the Caps win the Stanley Cup in Las Vegas, and that was the first year Vegas
get beat
had
up by a bunch of Las Vegas people.
The Vegas fans were so nice to us; it was not even funny. And we even made the comment like it was their first season; they hadn't learned how to be assholes yet.
It's probably true.
We had so many great conversations with like Vegas Golden Knights fans and stuff, and they were just it was so awesome.
Happy to be there.
As soon as they won the Stanley Cup, the people sitting directly behind us congratulated us, like, congratulations guys, we're so happy for you. And I was like, oh my god, like
in Boston you would have gotten smacked.
Absolutely. In Philadelphia you would have been shot.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And obviously in Oklahoma City you would have needed an escort.
Apparently out to your parking lot, out to your car,
win or lose, it seems. Who knows? That is ridiculous though, right?
I mean, people in Vegas, you guys were very awesome fans, and
we don't know now.
I hope you still are awesome fans because the Vegas Golden Knights, you guys were great.
What we have on our mind is that you were good fans.
Yeah, you're good fans.
You're good fans.
In my mind, the Vegas Golden Knights fans will always be
and you didn't even play in the game. Why do you even have a stake in getting crazy with the other team? It made no sense. Just because I follow a team and you're going to have a beef with me that you're going to want to beat the crap out of me, that makes absolutely no sense.
And they do that at football, NFL games too. Like there's no way I could wear a Cowboys jersey.
Philadelphia threw batteries
at
Santa, for God's sake. So
there you go.
That
makes
happened
no
sense
50 years ago, and it's still like
obviously they're on his bad list now.
Yeah, they're on the naughty list. The naughty list in Philadelphia. Oh my gosh. So next week is 4th of July when you hear this. So happy 4th of July to everybody.
Happy 4th.
We are actually going to take a week off and take a break.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a year and a half I think we've missed a show. Well, maybe we had one other one we missed, but anyway. So I recommend go back and listen to some old episodes. Obviously, and check out.
Follow us on Instagram
and find us on Instagram and Facebook, and post and like for us, and tell all of your friends to go start listening, because we're still getting our great numbers for our downloads.
Appreciate
it. Please tell your family and friends to go and listen.
Perfect. Stay away from pickleballs.
And stay away from pickleball, dill pickle, crunch.
But play pickleball,
bars.
But stay away from eating them. Don't eat them.
Yeah, you can get some exercise, but just don't eat pickleballs on your break.
Those were still tasting that.
So I'll see you in a couple weeks, Dave.
Definitely.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Pern Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern Dave and Apple iCloud.
Hacker-friendly storage for your personal data.
And the good people at
Crocs.
You ain't rockin' unless you crockin'. Till next time.